Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing a new support hero that was just released into the game, and that is Ming. Ming was first mentioned in the November 15th patch notes, but here in North America we did not receive him on November 15th. There was no announcements of any variety that he was actually released, but I started seeing him in match queues last night and realized that they kind of stealth released him. He's not a particularly cheap hero. As you see on the screen, he costs 18,888 gold. And normally he's 1,199 vouchers, but he's on a 200 voucher discount right at the moment as of the date of this recording. Because he's kind of a steep buy-in, I did what any good content creator would do, and I purchased him myself and did some testing. That way you guys can have some inside information, you can kind of see how he plays and see whether or not you want to spend the gold or the vouchers on purchasing him yourself. As I said, Ming is a support hero, and his ultimate does have a little bit of a heal function. That's not his primary role. His primary role is to augment allies' attacks or defense stats. So let's look at his abilities here. His passive ability, every 5 seconds, the next normal attack deals 250 magic damage, and the linked teammate restores HP. And Ming restores 120 HP. So there is a little bit of a healing function for his passive, but it is not much. Every 5 seconds, that little bit of restore is not that much. It's not enough to keep you in a fight. Now, let's see, if the attack hits a non-hero target, it only restores 2/3 of that HP amount. So, again, his primary role is not going to be healing. Now, his S1 ability is a linking ability. It's flexibility is what it's called. And he links with a target and grants different effects. So, if he links up with a teammate, he increases their physical attack, magic attack, and movement speed, and attack speed. 15% attack speed boost is actually pretty good. Linking with enemies reduces their physical attack, reduces their magic attack, and deals magic damage to the target. It says an additional 100% more damage towards enemies within the path, so it kind of makes me feel like I didn't really test this. It makes me feel like Ming is meant to stay in path. He's not really meant to roam around the jungle. And we'll see what skill 2. His skill 2 actually can switch this flexibility, this S1 ability, between attack stats and defense stats. So let's look at S2. S2 switches the modes of the flexibility link effect. Offense, we already talked about. It increases the physical attack of an ally and decreases the attack of an enemy. If we use this S2 ability, it decreases, it increases the defense of an ally and decreases the defense of an enemy. So it makes them a little more susceptible, makes our allies a little more tanky. And you can switch back and forth. It's a 3-second cooldown, so you can switch back and forth pretty quickly. Now, Ming's ult, his ultimate ability, longevity, after a 0.75 seconds of channeling, if it's an enemy that he's linked to, they take 800 damage plus 150% of his AP, and all of this is in true damage. If a teammate is linked, instead of taking damage, they will heal. And after exiting combat, Ming restores 5% of the lost health every second. So he's got a little bit of a sustain there, but again, it's not going to be enough. It might be enough just to keep an ally from dying immediately. And it could also be used as an execute for a enemy. You could kind of link to them as they're running away. Before they get out of your linking ability, you can use this and hopefully execute them with true damage. So that is everything that we know about Ming's abilities. I did play Ming a little bit, and but I was just in solo queue, and it kind of seems to me like the big role that I can see Ming playing is in a duo queue situation where it's maybe a Teleannis or a Valheim, or even Stewart or somebody with some range in the bottom path. As you can see in the gameplay that I'm attaching, he can kind of switch back and forth between those roles pretty quickly. It comes up and red is attack, the yellow is the defense, and if you time it just right, you could sustain that long-ranged marksman with some defense and then switch to attack while they're attacking. And then, you know, if jungler comes in or someone surprises you, switch over to defense, try to help them get out. So I don't know that it's going to have a big role in a solo queue situation where someone doesn't know what you're doing, but I do believe in a duo queue situation it could be good. We might start seeing this in some of the ranked play with duo queues. And I saw that on the test server, Ming is getting some buffs. So this is from the December 4th test server patch notes. We can see that his passive is getting some buffs in the magic damage and the healing ability. His skill 1 is getting a damage buff for the base magic damage to enemies. His skill 3 is getting a buff in the true damage. So his execute, like I talked about, will be a little bit more, a little stronger with enemies. And so we can see Ming's, in the test server, they're testing these buffs because he's a little bit on the weak side. And so if we can get some of these buffs and get him in a duo queue, I bet we could probably see some pretty good play. So at this exact moment, unless you're a support main, I probably wouldn't spend the money on him, just because solo queue is going to be probably a little tough to win with him. You're going to want somebody that's got a little more carry capabilities. But if you've got a buddy that you can duo up with, like I said, that has some sort of range, Violet, Tell, Val, Stewart, those kinds of things, it might be a really good choice, a really strong choice as a support with somebody that you can coordinate with. So that is everything we know about Ming. Make your decision from there. Good luck, everybody, and I appreciate you tuning in and watching this video. I hope it was helpful in your decision to whether or not to buy this new hero. And just keep an eye on the channel. Be releasing videos periodically on various things. I'm thinking about a couple new series, and I'm always doing live streams every Tuesday at a minimum. I'm trying to work in another live stream, at least trying to get 2 in a week, but at a minimum, I'll be doing every Tuesday live streams. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss those live streams, and I will see you next time.